Hey, 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 you know what day it is. What day is it? It's Tuesday Tea with D. 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 Come on, Tuesday Tea with D. 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 Hey, it's your girl, Detra Trueheart, your life purpose generator, purpose provoker, and I Speak Life mentor, here with another dose and serving of Tuesday Tea with D. And so this week, as you can see, I am not drinking tea. I am drinking water. Child, if you have been following my journey, you know your girl do not like drinking water. And so I'm trying to do better because I need for this skin to be glowing. I need for this skin and this body to be nourished. You know what I'm saying? Child, listen. So I know that water is good for the body, right? They say milk does the body good, but I know water does the body good too. So I'm just trying to do better at drinking this water, child. And I find that when I drink in like fun cups, that it makes the experience better. I don't know why. I can't give you an answer for that. But what I will say is this week's Tuesday Tea with D is brought to you again by the iSpeaklife Inner Circle, my membership and mentorship community of faith that helps push, provoke, and propel overwhelmed and overthinking Christian women to get out of their own way, get equipped so that they can take their next best step in life, business, and ministry. It is $470 for the year. It is $47 for the month. And every single month, we have monthly training. We have a monthly co-working session. We have a guest expert sessions. You get a chance to just be in community with some amazing women. And if you're not a member, then you should be a member. And so I want to make sure that you have access to that. I'll put that up again. You can go to iSpeaklifeinnercircle.com, iSpeaklifeinnercircle.com to get more details and also to make sure that you are joined and you are a member, and to get all the details that you need in order to make sure that you're joining us this month for the monthly training and for the monthly co-working session. Now, here's what I will say about that. No worries if you can't join live. The live trainings are kind of like just a bonus to get in space with me live, but there are literally over 30 trainings for you to go in and just watch and get what you need on your own. Like, you don't have to. The point of the membership and the mentorship is, yes, to be in community with not just me, but the other women, and to get what you need, right? And so you can do that. So with that being said, don't feel like, oh, if I can't be there live, then I don't want to do it. No, you don't have to be here live. It's really not about me at all. It's about the training and getting what you need to take your next best step. So let me just say happy Valentine's Day. I should have worn red or something, but it's okay. If you celebrate, great. If you don't, great. Like, listen, no pressure here. But that really kind of is why I wanted to share today's message of when's the last time you enjoyed your own company, right? There's been a lot of conversation, a lot of times around this time of year, around being booed up, cuffed up, all the things, right? Snatched up. I don't know what the folks are saying nowadays, but I just wonder, when's the last time that you enjoyed your own company? When's the last time you spent time with you? When's the last time you got quiet? When's the last time you just enjoyed your own company? Now, there's some of you say, child, do that all the time. Great. I am a proponent of you spending time with yourself, of you spending time in your own company, of you getting comfortable in your own skin, and, dealing with whatever thoughts, about, like, I've had conversations with coaching clients where they feel like it's weird to go out to lunch by themselves, or to, go to the movies by themselves. And I had one coaching client where it took us a few sessions before she finally did it, because she thought that, like, kind of like there had to be something wrong with you if you went by yourself. And so we did the work and we worked through it, and she finally went and she had the best time of her life, Like she was like, oh my God, like I can't believe like I've been missing out on this. Because for whatever reason, society tells us that we have to be with somebody, right? And maybe even if we're not dating, like go with a friend, or, you know, like if you're by yourself, is something wrong with you. And the reality is self-awareness, self-love, self-care, all of those things are things that I teach as a coach, as a mentor, as a teacher, a preacher, right? Just being in space where you can kind of get comfortable in your own skin and with you. And why is that important? Because if the only time that you can have fun, or the only time that, you know, you can enjoy yourself is when you're in the company of other people, and you don't really know how to enjoy your own company, then really your joy and your happiness and your peace is contingent upon somebody else. It's not contingent upon your own ability to be able to say that I'm enough. And you are enough. And so I want to encourage you, not only on this Valentine's Day, whether you celebrate it or not, but every single day, you know, which is the reason why every Monday I'm asking, what are you doing for you? Because a lot of times the stuff that we're doing is for everybody else. We're loving on everybody else. We're encouraging everybody else, right? We are, you know, sitting in company with everyone else, and we have not taken the time to spend time with ourselves. You are worth spending time with. Not just spending time on, but spending time with. You are worth spending time with yourself. You are a joy to be around, right? There is nothing wrong with enjoying your own company. I remember before I got married, before I had my son, when I was actually working a 9 to 5, I was extremely faithful, not every day, but at least a couple times a week, of getting out of the office, going to lunch by myself. I remember the first time I went to the movies by myself after I hadn't gotten out of a long-term relationship. And child, when I tell y'all, I laughed like it was a whole bunch of us in that movie theater. I had the best time. And I really was getting back to enjoying my own company. Because you know how we do, we get in relationship, and sometimes somehow we just assimilate and we get enmeshed and intertwined, you know, with the person that we're dating, and somehow we lose ourselves in that. And I was intentional about making sure that I could find myself again and get reacquainted with who I was. And so I started taking myself out on dates. And so I would go to the movies, I would take myself to dinner, I would take myself to lunch, I would get me a book, and I would get me a nice table by the window. And sometimes I would just like watch people, I would people watch by the window while I ate my lunch. And it really just gave me an opportunity to enjoy my own company, and to know that I didn't need somebody else with me to enjoy, you know, things that I enjoyed, whether I was with someone or not. And so I just wonder, when's the last time that you spent time with yourself? Like, yes, I know we enjoy, right, our girlfriend time, and we enjoy, you know, our date time with our booze, and like we enjoy family time, but sometimes you just need time to yourself. And I want to encourage you to stop feeling guilty. I want you to encourage you to stop even having to explain yourself to family members, whether it be a spouse or somebody you're dating or even your children, and really get to a place of really helping them to understand that you spending time with you makes you better for them. You spending time with you, you enjoying your own company, you getting to know you makes you a better you for them. Because then what happens is you get to show up, right, in a healthier space, but also in a more joyous space, because to some extent you now know what you like and what you don't like. You know what you're going to tolerate and what you're not going to tolerate. You know what you're going to accept and what you're not going to accept. And so sometimes we just kind of, you know, get in this rhythm of just kind of going with the flow when it's really not something that we want to do. And so you get to sit with yourself. You get to ask yourself hard questions. You get to laugh by yourself. You get to, you know, just really kind of figure out who you are in a season of being everything to everyone else. And it's interesting because for me, I find that when I'm working with one-on-one clients privately, and even sometimes in a group container, is that a lot of people want me to help them with the work of, being, focused on the book or the business or the ministry. And a lot of times, the one thing that God really has me doing with that work at that high level is helping them to recenter themselves and refocus themselves and reconnect with themselves, and also reconnect with God, so that God can give them direction and clarity with how to show up at their highest and best selves outside of the thing that they came to me for. It's really weird. Like, I won't talk about that. But at any rate, I say all of that to say that a lot of times the things that you desire really center around you being able to spend time with yourself and get clear around like, what you don't like, what you will and what you won't do. And then some of it is just because you're fun to be around, right? Like, sometimes people are like, well, why do you like being around that person? It's like, I love their energy. I love being around them. I love their laughter. Like, can you say that about yourself? Like, I love sitting in my own company. Like, I'm my best company. Like, I love being in my own company. I love spending time with myself. I'm like the best person to spend time with because it's me. And so, when's the last time that you enjoyed your own company? I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I just want you to answer that question. I want you to journal. And granted, if you're in a space where this is something that you have started doing, or maybe you've always done it, like, I know people are like, that's just something I've always done, but many of the women who are part of my community, that's not something that they've done. Most of the women who come into my community are women who spend a lot of time taking care of everybody else but themselves. They spend a lot of time being the one that people come to for everything. And so it doesn't always leave time for you to enjoy your own company, because people are enjoying your company, right? Or you're enjoying other people's company, right? And so you've not been given permission just to kind of go off and chill and relax and sit or just have fun on your own. And so I want to be able to give you permission to do that. I want to be able to give you permission to take some time today to think about, when are you going to make time and space to enjoy your own company? And granted, I get it. Sometimes life doesn't allow for us to do it as often as we would like, simply because maybe as a single mom, you're taking care of your children, you don't have a lot of support, or maybe you are a single woman who is taking care of a parent or another family member. And so it doesn't really allow time for that. And so as your coach, let's just say if I was coaching you, I'd want to look at what you're doing with your time. And what we would look at and we try to find is pockets of time where you could spend time with yourself. And so if you work, how can you maybe take yourself to lunch, right? Maybe you can't take yourself to dinner because you're taking care of your children, you're taking care of, a loved one. But, maybe you can create time and space where you might be able to go into work a little bit later and you could take yourself to breakfast, or you could take yourself for a walk, or you could buy yourself flowers, or maybe, you could just take a half a day off. Like, you got this PTO time that you never take off because you're trying to get this invisible perfect attendance award at work that we are not even acknowledging. Okay. But maybe you are, saying, okay, you know what, next week I'm going to take a half a day off and I'm not going to tell anybody. And I'm just going to go off and spend some time with myself. Like, there are ways that we can do this. And so those are things that I work with my clients on. Those are things that I teach within my community. And so I felt the need to share that. If you've been with me any amount of time, this is not something new that I talk about. But I find that because I've got a lot of new people in my community, some of the messages that I've talked about years ago, I feel like we need to talk about them again, and really on a consistent basis, because sometimes we forget. We forget that it's okay for us to enjoy our own company. It's okay. It gets to a point where we forget that it's okay, that we're worth enjoying our own company, and that we don't have to apologize for it, and we don't have to make excuses for it. And that at the end of the day, sometimes we do have to hide it because people don't get it, but that doesn't mean that we don't do it. If I can be honest, like, some people won't get it. Well, what do you mean? Like, well, why would you want to do that? Well, that's not for me to explain. And so some things you just have to stop trying to explain and you just have to do it. And so again, I want you to answer the question. I want you to journal, and I want you to let me know in the comments. When's the last time you enjoyed your own company? And even if you do it often, I want to know that too. What are you doing? What do you do to enjoy your own company? Because there might be some people reading who have never thought about it, and they're like, man, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I'm always busy. I'm always doing for other people. I don't know what it looks like to enjoy my own company. Or when I'm in my own company, I don't know how to enjoy myself. And so if you're doing that, share, right? Let's not be stingy. Let's share that, right? So, with that being said, I hope you enjoy today's tea, and I hope that you would, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're not already subscribed. Make sure you like and comment and share this message, because I'm sure that there is somebody who needs to hear it. Make sure also that you stay connected. So you're connected to me on social media. I'm on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, a couple of other places. And also make sure that you're on my YouTube, not my YouTube, you're here already, but my email list and my text messaging list, because I just am always concerned that if something should happen to social media and we're connected here, but we're not connected via email, then we lose touch, right? And so I always want to be in a space where I am connected with you to be able to help you get out of your own way so that you can stop settling and show up for yourself in the same way that you show up for others, right? God wants us to show up as our highest and best self, and we can't do that if we're settling. We can't do that if we're sabotaging. We can't do that if we're still in our own way around the things that we need to be doing. And one of those is what does it look like for you to enjoy your own company? Right? If you can't sit with yourself, right, then it also makes it harder for you to sit with God, because then that means that you need other people to be in his presence, right? And that's something that I'll just let you know as a precursor, or as a something to be coming. My pause masterclass, which is an updated masterclass from my quiet time training that I've done years ago. I haven't done it in a long time. And so I'm bringing that back because I'm recognizing that people are still struggling with quiet time. And God really has me going back to where it all started for me. And so I'll talk a little bit more about that at a later date, which is why you need to be staying connected. But I hope that this was a blessing to you. I hope that you will take some time to journal about when was the last time that you enjoyed your own company. And then I'd love for you to also journal or write down when you are going to make time and space to enjoy your own company. Like, what are you going to do? Y'all know I am a call to action kind of coach. We're not going to talk warm and fuzzy, and I'm not going to give you an assignment. And if we were coaching, then I'd already know I'd be asking, what are you going to be doing? And I'd probably give you a deadline and say it's got to be done by this time, within the time that we're working together, to make sure that you do it, right? Because some of us need accountability. We need that push, right? So, with that being said, I pray again that this was what you needed, and you take it in, you do the journal assignment, and most importantly, you join me next week and next time for Tuesday Tea with D. Tuesday Tea with D, like my background. Tuesday Tea with D. Tuesday Tea with a D. Tuesday Tea with D. Tuesday Tea with D. Tuesday Tea with D. Tuesday Tea with D. I will see you next time.